The unfamiliar lace of the bra brushed against my skin, a feeling both uncomfortable and unreal. "Take off your robe, Mia," my mother said, her voice eerily calm. I stood there, motionless, a burning sensation of shame creeping up my neck. My twin sister, Nicole, was sitting on the bed, leaning on her crutches, watching me with a mixture of pity and curiosity. I slowly let the pink robe fall to the floor, revealing a boyish torso in simple white underwear. My mother just nodded, then took 2 flesh-colored silicone implants out of a shopping bag. "You'll have to get used to these," she said, peeling off the adhesive and pressing them to my breasts. "Now put your bra back on." And just like that, I had breasts. "They look so real," my mother remarked. "Now we have to do something about that bulge." Standing in my sister's bedroom, turned into a clone of her by my own mother and sister, I asked myself the only question I could think of. How the hell did my life get to this point? It all started with a broken leg, a crazy plan, and the promise of a used car. The final score, 17-2, glowed under the Friday night lights like a tombstone inscription. Another loss. The Knights were less a football team and more a weekly lesson in humility. From my spot on the sidelines, I gathered muddy towels and half-empty water bottles, the familiar, sour scent of defeat clinging to the air. Our school wasn't just bad at sports, we were historically, monumentally awful. The trophy case in the main hall was a testament to our ineptitude, filled with dusty accolades for debate club and, of course, cheerleading. The cheerleaders were our only point of pride. They were a dynasty of spirit and precision, consistently placing in the top 5 at the state championships. This year, they were even predicted to win it all. They were the sun. The rest of us were just lightless rocks orbiting in their gravitational pull. I'm Leo, a trainer for the football team. I'm built more like a jockey than a linebacker, so taping ankles and handing out ice packs was the closest I could get to a jersey of my own. I'd harbored a dumb, teenage fantasy that the proximity to the team would somehow make me more appealing to girls. It didn't. My twin sister, Mia, being one of the most popular girls in school, didn't help either. It just highlighted my own social invisibility. I was a ghost who happened to have a very vibrant, very popular twin. A loser in the genetic lottery of love. 3 days after that brutal loss, the world shifted on its axis. I was in the locker room, the last one there, wiping down the benches after practice when the head trainer, Mr. Corbin, burst in. "Leo, get to the training room." "No." I dropped the rag and sprinted. When I got there, a scene of controlled chaos met my eyes. My sister, Mia, was on one of the examination tables, her face pale and streaked with tears. Chloe, the head cheerleader, was holding her hand, sobbing quietly. "What's going on?" I yelled, my voice cracking. Her leg, "Leo. We think it's a clean break." "An ambulance is on the way," Mr. Corbin said, his professional tone barely masking the grimness of the situation. "We were practicing the pyramid," Chloe choked out, her words tumbling over each other. Mia was at the top. She did a back somersault off. Becca and Jen were supposed to catch her. Their hands just slipped, and she landed so hard. Mia winced, a sharp hiss of pain escaping her lips. "Chloe, tell them it wasn't their fault," she gasped. "It was an accident." The wail of the siren grew louder, and soon the paramedics were wheeling Mia out. I called our parents, my hands shaking, and followed the ambulance to the hospital, the flashing red and white lights painting a nightmare on the road ahead. A week later, I pushed open the door to Mia's bedroom. The air was thick with a mixture of floral perfume and despair. Her leg was propped up on a mountain of pillows, encased in a stark white cast. Chloe and another cheerleader, Ava, were sitting on the edge of the bed. "Hey," I said softly. "Need anything?" "A new tibia would be nice," Mia answered, her voice dripping with a sarcasm so bitter it could curdle milk. "Leo, I'm sorry," Chloe said, looking up. "We were just talking. We have to withdraw from the state competition." "Why?" I asked, confused. "Don't you have a replacement?" "I know it's awful for you, Mia, but the squad can still compete, right?" "We don't," Chloe explained, her eyes welling up again. "Our alternate, Janet, moved away 2 months ago." The competition rules are ironclad. Any replacement has to be officially registered at the start of the season to prevent schools from bringing in a ringer at the last minute. We're stuck. A heavy silence fell over the room. These girls were the only thing our school had. Wow, I finally managed. That really sucks. I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do. I let the sentence trail off, feeling utterly useless. It was on Saturday, after another soul-crushing defeat on the gridiron, that my life took a sharp, unbelievable turn. I was holed up in my room, trying to lose myself in a video game, when a soft knock came at the door. Before I could answer, it creaked open. My mom stood in the doorway, flanked by Mia, who was leaning heavily on her crutches, and Chloe, who looked just as grave as she had in the training room. "Yeah," I said, pulling off my headphones. The sight of the three of them assembled like a committee of doom was deeply weird. "Leo, we need to talk," Mia said, her voice strained. "Okay." Chloe stepped forward, wringing her hands. We may have come up with a plan. A way for the squad to stay in the competition." "That's great," I said, genuinely relieved for them. "So, what's this got to do with me? You wouldn't all be in here unless I was somehow involved." They exchanged a nervous, conspiratorial glance. The silence stretched, thick and awkward, until my mom finally broke it. "Leo, honey, we're just going to come right out and ask. And if you don't want to do it, we will understand." She took a deep breath. "We need you to take Mia's place on the squad." I started laughing. A full, deep, disbelieving laugh. But the sound died in my throat when I saw their faces. Stone cold serious. Every one of them. "No," I said flatly, hoping the single word would be enough to shatter this absurd fantasy. "Leo, please, just hear us out," Mia pleaded. "There's nothing to hear." I shot back, standing up. "Do you even know what you're asking? You want me to take my sister's place? Hello? I'm a guy. And besides, I thought you said you couldn't have alternates anyway." "You wouldn't be an alternate, Leo," Mia said, her voice dropping to a near whisper. "You would be me." That statement hit me like a physical blow. I stumbled back, speechless. My mother joined in, her tone unnervingly reasonable. "Sweetie, you have to admit, you and Mia look exactly alike." I was floored. "I do not look like her." "Leo, you really do," Chloe insisted, her eyes scanning my face with analytical precision. "If you just had your hair styled and with some makeup, you would be identical. No one would ever know." "Wait, just a minute," I said, holding up my hands as if to ward them off. "Let's assume, for the sake of this ridiculous argument, that I do look like Mia. I'm not her. I don't know the cheers, I don't know the routines. I wouldn't know how to be her. This is insane." "Leo," my mother said, stepping forward. "You haven't heard my offer. You do this for your sister and for the squad, and I will buy you a car." My brain screeched to a halt. "What?" "I'll buy you a car," she repeated, her voice firm. "I have money in my savings, and I will buy you a good used car. But only if you do this." "Leo," Mia added, her eyes shining with unshed tears. "I don't like this idea any more than you do. But I might lose my cheerleading scholarship. It's my only chance to get into Northwood University. I need this. I'm begging you." The weight of their expectations pressed down on me. "I can't believe you're all serious about this," I mumbled. "How could I possibly pull this off?" "We'll all be there to help," Chloe promised, her voice regaining a spark of hope. "We'll train you on the routines. We'll work around the clock if we have to." I asked, a new dread dawning. "All the cheerleaders have agreed on the plan." "What?" I screamed. "Everyone knows?" "Of course, Leo," Mia said. "What did you think?" "I don't know. This is all so crazy." I started pacing, my mind racing. "I'm going to be the laughingstock of the entire school. The football team will murder me. Everyone will think I can't do this." "No one is going to lay a hand on you," Chloe said, her tone turning steely. "Not if any guy in this school ever wants to date a cheerleader again. You will not be touched. I guarantee it." My head was spinning. A car. Mia's future. The entire squad's hopes. "I need to think," I stammered, just to get them out of my room. I'll think about it." After they left, I collapsed onto my bed, the door clicking shut like the seal on a tomb. My mind was a maelstrom of car keys, cheerleading pyramids, and my sister's tear-streaked face. I got up and dug out a bottle of cheap whiskey I kept hidden in a shoebox in my closet. The harsh burn did little to quiet the chaos in my head. A car was a tempting carrot, but not at the price of my dignity, my sanity, and every shred of masculinity I possessed. What were they thinking? That I could learn complex gymnastic routines in a few months? I was still trying to rationalize a polite but firm hell no when another knock came at the door, softer this time. I hadn't even realized 2 hours had passed. It was Mia alone, her crutches thudding softly on the hardwood floor. "Leo," she began, her voice quiet. "Before you decide, just listen. I really need that scholarship. I want to go to Northwood University, and it's the only way I can afford it. It's my dream. I really, truly need you to do this. Mia, how do you expect me to pull this off?" I pleaded, my voice cracking with desperation. "I think you can do it," she insisted. "We have 3 months until state. All the girls are ready to help you, to teach you everything. It's not just the routines, Mia." I snapped, my frustration boiling over. "I don't care what everyone says. Throwing some makeup on me and sticking me in a skirt won't make me look like you. And that's not even the half of it. Girls walk differently, they talk differently, they carry themselves in a way I can't just fake. I don't know how to be a girl. 3 months of training won't get me there." "I'll teach you," she said, her gaze intense. "I'll teach you how to be me. How I walk, how I talk, how I think. By the end of 3 months, I promise, no one will be able to tell the difference." She hesitated, biting her lip. "And, by the way, I hate to do this to you, but I'm willing to blackmail you." "What are you talking about?" A tiny, strategic smile touched her lips. "Let's just say that I know a certain brunette cheerleader who thinks you're sweet." My heart hammered against my ribs. "Who?" I breathed. "Ava. Ava." I felt the world tilt. I had a colossal, all-consuming crush on Ava. She was effortlessly beautiful, with a kind smile and eyes that seemed to see right through you. This had to be a joke. "What do you mean, blackmail me?" "I'll just ask her out myself. And what do you think she'll say when she finds out you're the one who single-handedly destroyed her senior year, her last chance at a state title, and my future?" Mia's voice was cold as ice. "Ava is loyal, Leo. To me, and to this squad. She would never forgive you for that. Bank on it. Just remember that." She softened her tone. "So come on. At least give it a try. If it doesn't work out, I won't stand in your way with Ava. And Mom will still buy you the car." My mind was a battlefield. All I could think about was Ava. She thinks I'm sweet. Mia had me, and she knew it. A foolish, desperate plan began to form in my head. I could pretend to try, fail spectacularly, and no one could blame me. Then I'd have the car and my shot with Ava. "All right, Mia," I sighed, the words tasting like surrender. "You win." "I'll try." Tears instantly welled in her eyes. She hobbled forward and threw her arms around my neck. "Thank you, Leo. Thank you so much. I'll never forget this." She then called for Mom to come in, her voice ringing with triumph. "Sam." "Thank you," Mom said, rushing in and hugging me. "Don't you worry about a thing. We'll have you ready in time." "Well, Mia, we better get started," I said, trying to sound resigned. "What's the plan?" "I'll run to the store to get a few things," Mom said, already grabbing her purse. After she left, I turned to Mia. "What's she talking about?" "Getting started." "Well," Mia said, a hint of mischief in her eyes. "Everyone decided that if you said yes, we would start making you into me. Right away. Why the hurry? State isn't for months. We all decided that the best way for you to learn is to live it. You're going to be me. Starting now." A cold dread washed over me. What the hell did I get myself into? I followed her as she hobbled towards the bathroom. "What do you mean, I have to start right now? I have a life, remember? How can I just disappear?" "Everything has been arranged," she said matter-of-factly. "The principal has already approved you attending school as me. And as for being a trainer, the football team said they could get along fine without you. Don't worry about people making fun of you. Chloe already put the word out. Anyone messes with you, they answer to the entire football team." She paused. "Any other questions?" "Everyone already knows about this." I whispered, horrified. Oh God. My life is over. Leo, listen to me, she said, stopping and turning to face me. You will be fine. Everyone thinks you're incredibly brave for doing this. Including Ava. The name was a masterfully played card. It's already out in the open, so just relax. You might even enjoy this, she added with a smirk. Yeah, right, I grumbled. You better be telling the truth about Ava. I am. Now, get in the tub. I thought you said you were getting it filled for me? I forgot. She pointed to a bottle on the counter. First, you need to get rid of all the hair on your body. Here's a bottle of Nair. Get your entire body wet, apply it thickly, let it set for 10 to 15 minutes, then use the washcloth to gently wipe it off. Your hair will come right off with it. When you're done, put on the robe that's hanging on the door and let me know. She left, closing the door behind her. I stared at my reflection in the mirror, a stranger looking back at me. Well, might as well get on with it. I stepped into the shower and followed Mia's directions. The chemical smell was atrocious, and it took a second application on my legs and chest, but when I was done, my skin was smooth everywhere. I wrapped myself in the robe she'd left, one of her soft, pink ones, of course, and yelled for her. My voice sounded small and lost in the suddenly foreign space of my own home. Mia limped back in, her crutches making soft thuds on the tile floor. Very nice job, she said, inspecting my newly bare legs with a clinical eye. They could use some color, though. We'll take care of that later. She gestured to a large jar on the vanity. Grab that jar of bubble bath and fix yourself a bath. Put on this shower cap and just soak for a while. Then cleanse yourself and dry off. Remember, she added, her tone suddenly very serious, pat yourself dry, don't wipe. You don't want to irritate your skin. Let me know when you're done. She left again. I filled the tub, the vanilla-scented bubbles frothing up around me. It was surprisingly relaxing, but the cloying sweetness started to get to me after a while. I followed her instructions to the letter, patting my skin dry with one of her fluffy towels before slipping back into the pink robe. By the time I was done, Mom was back. She yelled for me to go to Mia's room. There you are, Leo, she said as I entered. The room was already being transformed. Now, let's set some ground rules. From now on, everyone, including me, will refer to you as Mia. Your sister, she nodded towards the real Mia, will go by her middle name, Nicole. This will be your room now, and Nicole will be living in your old room. Any questions? Yes, I said, my voice tight. Do we really have to go this far? I thought I would just learn the routines and only have to pretend to be her for the competition. I don't know if I can do this. I really don't think I can do this. Mia, Mom corrected me gently but firmly. We have to do it this way. We only have a few months to get you ready. Do you really think you can pull this off by just wearing her clothes on a stage? You have to immerse yourself in her world. Nicole and I will help you every step of the way. Don't worry, everything will be fine. And remember, she added with a pointed look, a car will be waiting for you when this is all over. I've really gotten myself into it this time, I thought, a wave of resignation washing over me. Well, what do I do now? That's the spirit, Mia. Nicole said, a genuine smile breaking through her own stress. I took the liberty of moving my lingerie into the dresser for you. Won't I be needing that? I asked, confused. You're not going to wear my panties, she said, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. Mom bought you some panties and bras to get you started, until we can all go shopping. Remember, you want to coordinate your panties and bras as much as you can. Most of the ones Mom bought you are matching sets, so that won't be a problem. Right now, go get a set and put them on. We'll turn our backs. Mom and Nicole turned around. Mortified, I went to the dresser and pulled out a plain white bra and matching panties. I slipped them on under the robe, the unfamiliar fabric feeling alien against my skin. Take the robe off, Mia, Mom said. Let me get a look. Don't be bashful. But what about Nicole? I'm not going to laugh, Nicole said dryly. It's not like I've never seen someone in a bra and panties before. I slowly let the robe fall to the floor, standing there as a hot blush crept up my neck. Mom just nodded, then took a small box out of a shopping bag. Pull your bra straps down, Mia. I did as she told me. You'll have to get used to wearing these. She peeled the backing off two flesh-toned, silicone forms. Just put the adhesive on the back of them and there. She helped me place them against my chest. Now put your bra back on. I was wearing false breasts. They filled the B-cup bra perfectly. I suddenly had boobs. Very nice, Mia, Mom said, tilting her head. They look very realistic. Well, they better, for what I paid for them, she muttered. Now, we have to do something about that bulge. I couldn't believe my own mother was talking about my anatomy so nonchalantly. Mom, Nicole interjected. I did some research online. There are techniques for taping that area to make it look smooth. Nicole then proceeded to give me a clinical, horrifyingly detailed lecture on how to tuck and tape. I went into the adjoining bathroom, my cheeks burning, and tried it. It was awkward and uncomfortable, verging on painful, but after a few tries, I managed it. I walked back into the bedroom. Very good, Mom approved. You can't even tell. To be on the safe side, though, you should probably stick to skirts and dresses for a while. They'll hide things better if it comes loose. She went to the closet. Anyway, let's get you dressed. She rummaged through the hangers. We should start with something basic. How about a simple blouse and skirt? She held up a white polo-style blouse and a pleated navy miniskirt. She handed them to me, and I put them on, grateful to just be wearing clothes again. Just darling, Mom stated. Nicole bit her lip, trying not to laugh. I blushed furiously. As soon as we get your hair done and some makeup on, you'll be a dead ringer for Mia. I feel ridiculous, I mumbled. I can't pull this off. Can we just stop this? Haven't we heard enough of that? Nicole sighed. Please, Mia, just stop complaining. She held out a pair of navy slingback pumps with a 4-inch heel. Now remember, Mia, Mom instructed, smooth your skirt under you when you sit down. I sat on the edge of the bed, awkwardly smoothing the fabric, and put on the heels. They were tight, but they fit. Mom left the room and returned a moment later wearing a pair of her own heels. Mia, watch how I walk. Heel to toe, in a straight line. Swing your arms a little, like this, it helps with balance. You need to practice in heels as much as possible. As you get used to it, you'll notice your hips will start to sway naturally. Now you try. I took one wobbly step and promptly tipped over, landing in a heap on the floor. Nicole giggled, and Mom scolded her. Mom helped me up, holding my hand at first until I could find my balance. I took tiny, shuffling steps until I got the hang of it. After a while, I could sort of walk like Mom had shown me, though my ankles screamed in protest. Just keep wearing them, Mom said. You might as well wear them for the rest of the day. Get used to it. For the rest of the evening, I teetered around the house in my new identity. I didn't do much, just watch TV, hyper-aware of my new reality. Nicole showed me how to sit properly, with my legs crossed at the ankle. It was surreal to look down and see my own legs emerging from a miniskirt. I would never, ever admit it to them, but it wasn't entirely horrible. The skirt was actually kind of comfortable. After dinner, as I walked into the living room, Mom smiled. Wow, Mia, you really are a quick study. You look very natural walking in those heels already. You're a natural. Even the real Mia wasn't that coordinated that quickly. Thanks. I guess, I mumbled. I don't know why, but the compliment felt genuinely good. Why don't you get ready for bed? Mom suggested. I'll pop some popcorn and we'll all watch a movie. I went in my new bedroom and kicked off the heels, my feet aching. A pink nightshirt was already laid out on the bed. I slipped it on and went back to the living room. Nicole was on the couch, her cast propped up on pillows. I took the recliner. What are we watching? I asked. Steel Magnolias, Nicole answered. A classic. Oh God, a chick flick? Really? I groaned. That's a strange complaint coming from someone wearing a pink nightie with hearts on it, she shot back. Shut up, or I'll quit this right now. Both of you, quiet, Mom said, walking in with a big bowl of popcorn. I thought this movie would be perfect for all of us girls. Both Mom and Nicole burst out laughing. That was it. I was done. I stood up and started walking toward my room. Oh, come on, Mia, Nicole called after me. I was just teasing. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry, honey, Mom said. I won't tease you anymore. You should really watch this. It's a very good movie. Okay, Mom, I forgive you, I said, my voice heavy with exhaustion. but I'm really not in the mood. I'm just going to go to bed. All right, Mia. Good night. Get some rest. We have a busy day tomorrow. Good night, Mia, Nicole said, stifling another giggle. Whatever, I muttered, walking back to my room. I turned off the lights and lay there, staring at the unfamiliar patterns on the ceiling. I ran a hand over my smooth chest, the phantom weight of the silicone breasts still there. I closed my eyes and asked myself the same question over and over again. What the hell have I gotten myself into?